Hey everyone, so today I thought I'd do a little video just on these Nova paints and some ideas that you can use for this kind of fabric paint. And also there was also some Dovecraft 3D pearls, so some of these techniques you could use with those as well, and other similar kind of products. But yeah, I wanted to talk you through these fabric paints. So I've already I've done a few different experiments. To be honest with you, I've already got a bag, and I've had a go with a just on the side of like a canvas like shopper bag, which I'll show you in a minute. And I've also bought a cheap pair of shoes from a shop, and they were actually faded, but I thought, oh, they'd be perfect for just trying this out on. So basically, the Nova paints, they've got these fabric paints. Now I have shown you these previously on the craft haul when I did a video. So what I liked is the fact they've actually got instructions on the tab. So they reckon you should allow 12 to 24 hours for the paint to dry, and for the best results, iron on reverse for 3 to 5 minutes. Ensure the iron is set to the correct heat for the material. You need to wait 72 hours before washing, and then when you do wash at 30 degrees on a gentle cycle and do not tumble dry. It reckons that you can also use it on glass and ceramic, which is good, but allowed to dry for 24 hours and hand wash only. So obviously nothing for the dishwasher. Things like where else was there? Yeah, so these are the paints. Now they look very pastel-y, and I have shown this before, but they do dry a lot darker than this. So I'm going to bring in my little test piece and you can see what I mean. Okay, so here's my little test piece. So this bottom lot of marks here are what colours they actually turn out as. Now, as you can see, they are a bit different to what you see there, because they're all pastel, but these don't look pastel. So, for example, this green here, I don't know how well you can see this green, that's what it looks like in the bottle, and that is how it turns out. So you do need to go by, and it does say that the colours on the box are true. So what I would do, and this is the gel one, these are the not the gel ones, the glitter ones, and that's this one. So what I would do is I would get yourself a bit of you know, card or fake, you know, not fake fabric, scrap fabric like I've got here, and just give yourself a little go with each one. So then you've got a little, you know, a record of what colour they actually turn out when they dry. So I use this all the time now when I'm choosing colours. So this is like the pink glitter, that's this one here. So I've just had a bit of a play with it really. So I have gone ahead, so as I said, these are the plain colours, and then in here we've got all the glitter colours, and again you've got so many different ones, and they're really, really nice. They really, really do come out well. And I've also found that the tips are really nice and fine, so you can get really good fine detail. So I just want to show you quickly on my bag one of the things I've done. The other thing I'm going to be using as well in this video is these Marabou Crea Box glitter paints. I bought these as sets like this. So this is one set. I haven't opened these yet. This is a glow in the dark set. There was this set, and then there was a glittery set, which was this kind of white and silver, like a cream and a gold, a green and a gold, and then there was also a red and a kind of I think it's a kind of like a multi glitter. So that was one set. These were all from Lidl. But I just saw them and thought, And then there was also like a metallic set. So they had like a copper, a gold, like a metallic green, and a silver as well. So again, that was another set, and I think they're on 2 for £8. I don't know if they've still got them, but they're Marabou paints, so you should be able to get them online. But I've liked the coverage on them. So I am going to quickly show you the bag that I did. Well, I say I tested on. So you can probably see the snowflakes. Now I did those with a stencil. But if you're going to use a stencil and you're going to use fabric, I mean, this wasn't completely ironed flat, you do need to have a sticky stencil that sticks down, because mine, I tried to make it kind of sticky, but I still ended up with bleeding underneath the stencil, which is a real shame. But you can use stencils and they do look fabulous. I really like the way it's turned out. But I want to show you this. This is my little sample, my little example, and this is what I went on to do on my shoe. And I'm going to show you today how I've done this on the shoes. So this is that colour. So as you can see, it dries a lot darker than what it looks like in the bottle. And then I use this glitter red, and again this dries a different colour. I use that for the berries. So I'm going to show you a little technique that I've discovered, which I think is quite cool. And I found in a cheap shoe shop these shoes, which are just really cheap, and they've got laces, by the way, but they were ex-display, so they'd obviously been in the window and they've kind of gone a yellowy colour. But I thought, perfect for what I need. So I'm going to start by just painting them all over with this glitter colour. I have done one shoe already and I haven't painted it yet, so I'm going to paint first, and I'm hoping that my little technique is going to work. So I'm just going to go ahead now and paint all over. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've painted the front there. And then what I've done is I've found a stamp. Now this is a stamp from a set that I think came from a free magazine. It's one that I was given, but it looked like it was a magazine set. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp it using this Memento Cottage Ivy fade resistant dye ink. I've done the other shoe already for this, and when I did that I used like a black ink, and I think actually the green one's better, because when you put the Nova paints on, they do actually shrink back a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead now and I'm going to stamp some patterns on my shoes, and then that will act as like a you know, so I know where I'm actually putting my paints. So I'm going to go ahead now and do that. Right, so I've got a bit here. I wanted to have a bit here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask off the sole, and I'm just going to use either like washi tape. I'm going to use some low tack tape, and I'm just going to mask it off on both sides, just a small section, just so I don't end up getting ink on my sole here. Okay, so as you can see, it's stuck on that, you know, that where my sole would have been on my sole. So if I take that off, you've got a nice clean line, and you've got no ink there. So I'm going to do the same here. Got a little bit on the top there, but that's fine. I can go ahead and just wipe that off. Okay, so there's my stamped shoe. Now, obviously, the toe you can't see very well because of the gold, but I think I can see enough that I can do it. So I'm going to go ahead now with my green Nova paint. And as I said, this turns out a lot darker than it looks like in the bottle. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm just going to you know, start drawing on here with this. One little tip I would say, obviously with mine I've used a little bit of it so it's all sunk to the bottom, and you don't want air bubbles. So if you turn it upside down like that and then swing your arm around, it sounds you know, a bit weird, but if you swing your arm around like a helicopter, all the paint drops to the bottom. So I'm going to do that now and I'll come back to you. Okay, so I've just done that, and can you see now all that paint's at the bottom? And it just means that any air bubbles, they're less likely to be there. I might still end up with some, hopefully I won't, but they might, you know, but it's better anyway. So I'm going to go ahead now and draw all this on. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done that shoe. You just have to be really careful. You have to apply really like even pressure, and just be careful you don't stick your hand in the stuff you've already done, which thankfully I didn't, but I almost did on a couple of occasions. But yeah, so that's how it's dry. That's how it is at the moment. So I'm going to leave that now for 24 hours, and then I'm going to come and do the berries. I found that that is the better way of doing it. So if I bring in the shoe that I've already done, so here's one I made earlier, so you can see the difference. Can you see the difference there with the green? So that is the same green that I've used here. So obviously you can see it's a lot different. And the red as well. In a minute you'll see, obviously that's the red in the bottle, but when it dries it actually comes out a lot more red. So go by the little, you know, the colours on the box, or do yourself a little sample like I did, like I showed you at the beginning, just so then you know what all the colours are going to turn out like. So I'm going to leave this now, and then I'll come back to you in a moment. You'll see when I come back in a minute, you'll see what it looked like when it's dried, and then we'll add the berries in. So 24 hours has passed and this is what we have. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the berries on. Now I'm using this red one, the glitter out of the glitter fabric paint box, and I'm just literally going to do little blobs. Okay, so I've done all my berries, and what I've tried to do is I've tried to make them quite big because they do shrink back. So I've tried to make sure, I had a bit of an accident here, so I was a bit pink and glittery. I had a bit of a blockage in the nozzle, it got stuck, and then when I tried to squeeze it, it went all up the side of the shoe. So I've rubbed off what I can, but yeah, never mind, at least it's on the inside. Yeah, so I've just tried to make sure that, you see here, you can still sort of see a bit of the stamped image. So you probably will be able to see that when it dries and shrinks slightly, you'll probably be able to see that. But I'm going to leave those now to dry for 24 hours, and then we'll come back and do the laces. So there we have the final pair of shoes. So I just went ahead, added some, I swapped the laces out for some red ribbon that I had, and yeah, got a snazzy pair of Christmas shoes. I don't know that I'd ever wear them, but I just wanted to show you what you could do with these Nova fabric paints and how they turn out, and obviously the difference in shade as well. But yeah, they're quite cool. I'm sure somebody would like a funky pair of Christmas shoes. But they look a lot more interesting than what they were anyway. But as I said, you can use it on fabric, you could use it on those canvas bags that you can get from, like, you know, Amazon, stuff like that. You could also use it on glass, on ceramics, paper, card, all sorts of different surfaces. So yeah, they really are good. And they reckon that these are actually, I think I read it out at the beginning about, you know, with washing and stuff like that. So as long as you leave it for the amount of time stated. I like the fact that all the instructions are actually on the little flap in the box, so that's really good. So you're not going to lose them. It tells you everything you need to know. I just think that's really useful. So yeah, so I hope you liked the video, a bit different from normal, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway, gave you some ideas. Please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.